viewers, my name is Travis Pygram and I'm here to present my minor project. During this presentation I'll be talking about the beep test and how it's effectively used within a high performance setting. I'll discuss about the test setup and pre-test athlete preparation, the calibration procedures of the beep test, a video of an athlete performing the test. You'll also see the scoring of the test and how the data was collected, followed by discussion and how the beep test is relevant to rugby league teams. Now into the setup phase and calibration of the beep test. The equipment used was a tape measure, marking paint, 2 cones and a music speaker. To set the test up, a tape measure is used to ensure the required distance of 20 metres is valid. The marking paint was used to allow the trainers to see if the athletes are making the required distance and for the athlete to visually see the line they need to run past. The marking cones were added to give the trainers and athletes a 3D visual of each marked end. It's important the cones are placed at the end of each marking line to ensure it won't interfere with the athlete completing the test. It's important the sound equipment is checked before the athlete shows up. This ensures the test can be conducted on time and ensure the athletes won't become discouraged or restless. Here is a video showing the beep test being all set up. Now into the athlete preparation. Firstly, the athletes are required to fill in a monitoring survey like the one up on the screen. The survey allows for a quick identification if the athletes have slept well and are prepared for the test. The monitoring surveys are then kept and looked back on when the athletes are tested again. Once the monitoring survey is completed, and if the athlete hasn't got any injuries that could affect the test, the athlete is explained the rules of the beep test, which is then followed by the athlete warm-up, which involves both static and active stretching and other movement patterns. It's important the athlete warms up to reduce passive stiffness and to increase range of movement during exercise. Also, there's some evidence suggesting stretching can reduce the incidence of overall injuries. Once the warm-up is complete, the athletes are allowed to have a drink of water before the beep test begins. Here's a video showing the athlete warm-up. The beep test procedure and rules. The 20 metre distance is measured clearly and marked. The athletes line up along one of the lines ready to start. The athletes listen carefully to the instructions on the CD. Once the beep test is started, the athletes are required to run the distance of 20 metres. A trainer will be at each end watching to ensure the athletes are making the required distance. The trainer will also tell the athlete if they have failed to reach the line and will give them their only warning. The athlete must place one foot on or over the 20 metre mark at the sound of each beep or before. The athlete will wait at the mark until the beep sounds before running back to the other marker. If the athlete fails to reach the line at the sound of the beep, the athlete is given a warning that they will be eliminated if they don't make it back to the opposite end at the sound of the next beep. When athletes fail to make the 20 metre line twice in succession, the test ceases and the result is recorded. The score recorded is the level and number of shuttles immediately prior to the beep in which the athlete was eliminated. Here's a video of an athlete completing the beep test.
The multi-stage fitness test will start in 5 seconds.
Start level 1, 1. Level 1, 2. Level 1. Level 4, 4.
Now on to athletes' results. Here's the individual's results over a period of 2 years. I find Excel to be the best way to store and interpret data. I also find most coaches like to see a visual representation of each athlete's or team's results. There are many formulas used to calculate an athlete's VO2 max. However, I'll be using Rand's formula, which is shown here. With the Excel spreadsheet, the data of the test is added, which will calculate the athlete's age. Then I'll place the biological sex of the athlete, which is male, and the athlete's test results, which was level 11, shuttle 9. Once the data is placed in the spreadsheet, it will tell me the total distance and time, and the athlete's estimated VO2 max score using the Rand's formula. The beep test was conducted to track the athlete's fitness and estimated VO2 max levels. It's crucial the same testing procedure and VO2 max formula is used to ensure the validity and reliability of the data. The results can be interpreted to assess that the athlete is at the team standards of the rugby league club. The results can also be used to inform training practices. For example, the results show this athlete is at the team standard for rugby league back rower, therefore the current training program has been effective. However, if the athlete has been below the team standard, the athlete would need additional fitness activities specific to their needs. The National Sports Science Quality Assurance is followed to ensure the reliability of the test results. For example, sports scientists are aware there may be typical errors associated with an athlete's test result. An error from the beep test could be biological, meaning the athlete may not be motivated, or they could have an unknown injury. It's important the test is done accurately and that the data is recorded in the same way to ensure the athlete is progressing over time. With the test, all information needs to be recorded, including body weight, warm-up routines, test data, calibration logs, and the athlete monitoring surveys. The frequency of use and viable alternatives of the beep test. Since the beep test's continuous nature, it may lack specific aspects to independent sports like rugby league. Therefore, the yo-yo recovery test could be a more suitable or viable test for rugby league teams. The frequency of use depends on certain variables. However, the test should be performed at the beginning of the pre-season phase and near the end of pre-season training to assess training adaptations. However, if the rugby league team is having an extended pre-season phase, you can allow for a test in the middle. The test should also be performed during the middle of the in-season competition to track the athlete's progress and to see if they're maintaining their endurance, and once during the off-season phase, because the results from this can influence the off-season training program. Now onto validity and reliability. Validity refers to whether a test measures what it is supposed to. A study conducted by Rand's showed a multi-stage fitness test, like the beep test, can provide a valid estimate of an athlete's VO2 max. With the reliability of the beep test, it's crucial the data collected over time is consistent and accurate. Reliability would be dependent on how strict the test is conducted and the athlete's individual motivation to perform the test. Therefore, you need to be confident the change in performance was real. Limitations of the test. Limitations include athlete motivation. If the athlete is feeling depressed, it can impact the results, hence the importance of the wellness survey. Running and turning technique. Environmental conditions, for example, if the test is conducted on a 35-degree day, it would impact the reliability of the test if it is normally conducted during 20-degree weather. Ideally, the test is best conducted indoors when the environmental conditions won't affect the test. Also, if athletes do not understand how to push themselves to their maximum limits, it could result in a lower score being achieved, hence the importance of understanding testing errors and how to account for them. Now onto the beep test's relevance to rugby league. Well, firstly, rugby league is a contact sport which requires athletes to possess a range of physical qualities such as aerobic and anaerobic fitness. The beep test provides a valid estimate of an athlete's VO2 max. The beep test is beneficial for rugby league teams to utilise because the team can establish baseline measures of each athlete's estimated VO2 max. The sports scientists can develop both player and team profiles. The club can also determine training adaptations either positive, stable or negative from test to test. Stable meaning no change in athletic performance. Rugby league uses both aerobic and anaerobic energy systems due to its intense nature, and an increase in player fitness can result in a performance increase. Now that's the end of my presentation. I hope you found it both enjoyable and informative to watch.